super sick.
I think it's sick as heck. I don't think it's going to be quite good enough for Standard or Pioneer because, well, it could be, but I think it's more for like Commander players. And for those who don't know what it does, it's 4 mana, 3 in a red, and then as it enters, like typical battles, you give someone to protect it. When it enters the battlefield, you exile all cards from your hand, then you draw that many cards. Until the end of your turn, you may play the cards exiled this way. So you dump your hand, but you still get access to them just in case if something comes, just in case if the cards you currently draw are not that great. It is inherent card disadvantage though because, or actually, kind of and kind of no, because it's like it stays on the battlefield, so it's not like the other discard effects where usually you draw like Valakut Awakening where you draw that many +1. But my issue is that it might not be good enough for standard play because it's 4 mana to do this wheel effect, and then you might not have enough mana to even play any of your own. But if you're low to the ground, you might still get away with it.
Real quick, what is the timing restriction on playing those cards? Is it this turn or until next turn?
Until this turn. So that's why it's not as good as.
No, it says until
end of your next turn.
Yeah.
I lied. It's even better.
Oh, never mind. Yeah,
No,
Gaslighter.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! When I first read the card, I was reading, but never mind. It's even better.
Well then, this might be my curve topper in mono red.
Yeah, this card is sweet. Never mind. I liked it a lot for Commander, but I think this card is okay. All right, there's a chance.
Yeah, there's a bigger chance. Play. Yeah, there's a bigger chance that you think, Victor.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But for me though, it's got 4 defense counters, so it's actually not that hard to flip in my opinion. Like
especially like I mentioned with Tarkir, where you just burn it out and it flips.
Yeah, red has an easier time because they got burn damage.
And not to mention in this set, Stoke the Flames.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Stoke the Flames is super sweet.
Oh, so, it came back to me.
Yeah,
but yeah, so
Stoking my flames.
We haven't even talked about the backside.
But the backside, the backside is like, so the front side is great. Backside is like the creme de la creme, and it's Pyre of the World Tree. It's an enchantment where you can discard a land card. If you do, Pyre of the World Tree deals 2 damage to any target. So this is that first ability is fantastic if you're flooding out and you just need to get rid of blockers to get rid of blockers that protects battles, so flip more battles, or you can just close out the game and get more damage in. And what's even better is that it has a second triggered ability, and that says whenever you discard a land card, you exile the top card of your library. You may play that card this turn. So this is the part where this doesn't give you till your next turn to play it. You have to play it that turn, but regardless, though, it's pretty free. You just have to discard land cards, and you're still getting damage. And this is just gas and fire.
Bro, I'm getting like Land's Edge. Like, do you know that card, Land's Edge?
The World Enchantment. I love Seismic Assault, which is like the 3 red, discard a land, deal 2 damage. And I love Borborygmos Enrage, discard a land, deal 3 damage. So when I saw this card, I'm like, this card is made for me.
Victor, you know what's funny is that this is also one of my picks, but you picked it, so I felt I couldn't pick it.
Oh,
I thought you wanted to be like weird and be like, I'm gonna pick these uncommons because I'm different.
I did, but
that's what I thought too.
No, that's true. But literally, like Victor we've had the same pick on like 2 cards, and then a vision of was it Gobakon? Like those would be like 3 picks, but we share picks on like 2 cards, Victor.
Well, that just tells you that like these cards are super sweet, and 2, we just enjoy playing similar things.
I don't even know about this. I'm not even thinking about the lands part. I'm just thinking, man, that land in my hand is a free shock and also a free like draw a card.
No, absolutely. So that's what I'm saying. It's just free shock. Get rid of blockers for more battles. Get rid of problematic hate bears or whatever for commander, or just extra reach and damage to get you through. And not to mention, it also digs you into more threats that you can play. Or heck, even if you exile another land card, well, you can still play it. Luckily, it says play. And if you're playing any sort of lands deck, chances are you're probably going to play a lot of cards that let you play lands from your graveyard, or play multiple lands at a turn. And so you're not really losing out on much. This is just straight up gas and fire. It
It-
is the Pyre of the World Tree.
The initial D music starts.
I know we need
Yeah.
the initial D music to start.
Yeah, I don't
Speaking
know.
it.
I just this card is just super sweet. Definitely if you play against this, like just be very aware. Like you don't want the land spire to flip this card if you can, because there's just so much advantage. It's crazy.
All right.
Yeah.
On to the
Yeah,
next
and
card,
then-
Victor.
Unless you, yeah, I'm down to move on to the next one. Unless you guys have anything else to say about Invasion of Kaldheim.
Nah.
Nah.
Card's
All
good.
right,
Yeah.
all right. My next one, speaking about gas and fire. The next card, City on Fire.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh my gosh, this
Oh.
card is hilarious. All right, so for those who are just listening and not watching, City on Fire is a 8 mana enchantment that costs 5 generic and 3 red. This enchantment that costs or that has Convoke. And for those who don't know what Convoke does, your creatures can help cast a spell, and each creature you tap will either pay for generic mana or one of the colors that it has. And it lets you deal triple damage from any of your sources to a permanent or player you don't control. Or, right? Yeah. So I think it's hilarious because for those who don't know, Fiery Emancipation, great card from a core set. It's 6 mana also. This is 2 mana. Now you may be wondering, this is strictly worse than Fiery Emancipation. But this has Convoke.
Yeah.
And it's actually not that bad to like, I can totally see like this costing 6 mana with just 2 more creatures. If you have any more creatures, this is gravy and it's awesome. And Fiery Emancipation, for those who don't know or follow like monetary value stuff, last I checked it was about $25 to $30-ish. This is a rare in a standard set, and right now it's only going for like about like $3 to $4 for pre-orders. And then that's just for pre-order prices. It'll probably drop a lot more when the set is opened. And this is just a super fun card. It's awesome. You know what also really goes great is that if you play Krenko or any kind of commander that makes tokens, it's like, dude, you pop this out. Next turn, your 1/1 dinky tokens. This is 3 damage. It's so good.
So freaking good. Victor, this was my other pick. I didn't, I wasn't feeling the Convoke, but then I realized a lot of the decks that would like this effect play a lot of creatures.
Like they go wide.
Not my
right?
deck.
Oh, that's not your deck, but
Well, I think it's sweet because it's like I love to play token strategies, and it just makes sense that like, oh yeah, it's not hard to have like, a couple of token generators. Like, there's a young pyromancer here and there that makes like some red elemental tokens, goblin tokens. Yeah, it's like, and then even then, like not even token strategies, you can just play a couple of just like decent hate bears or decent value creatures, and it can help you tap to play this a little bit faster. So I don't know. I just think it's super sweet, and it's definitely flashy because I don't know if you need triple damage to be real here, but if you somehow like get to untap with this, like chances are your game is probably going to end. So it's kind of like it could act like a budget Crater Hoof. There's no trample, but you're bringing the heat
because the city's on fire.
because the city's on fire. It's just straight up fire and gas.
I'm gonna proclaim a fiery emancipation. I'm downplaying this card hard.
You
Because-
kind of are.
Yeah,
Well-
the 8 mana really turns me off, but at the same time, the main reason why is because I play a Neheb deck, which is creature light. So that deck doesn't really want this card, but that might be the exceptional case.
But let's be real here. Neheb can make so much mana that it's like, can you imagine though that you can just like play this out? Like, if you get to untap with City on Fire with Neheb, like, oh my gosh. Okay, yes, you're probably gonna kill yourself because it says if a source you control would deal damage to a permanent or player, which includes yourself. So if you're earthquaking for 2, that's 6 damage, right?
Nice.
You do have to
Nice.
be careful. You do have to be careful because Neheb will die 'cause it's a 4/6. But still though, like if you play like Sizzle I know Sizzle's a terrible card, but it's a 3-mana sorcery.
Not Neheb.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like it's great in the Neheb. Deals 3 damage to each opponent. That's 9 damage to each opponent for 3 mana. Oh, and then you go to main phase 2 and you make 27 red mana. Like, this will help you definitely storm off. Like, I know you say that like you're a creature light, but Neheb can still make so much mana that it doesn't matter.
All right, fair point.
Yeah, okay, maybe I'm overhyping City, but like I'm here like I think for those who missed out on Fiery Emancipation, this is a great chance to pick one up and see if you'll like it. But otherwise, if you guys don't have anything else to say, we can move on to my next pick.
Oh, I got nothing else on this one.
Same.
Okay. All right. So my last card, it's not as flashy as Seed on Fire. It's just the Ozolith, Shatter Spire, and I love tokens and counters. So when I saw another hardened scale like effect, and I was like, this is fantastic. I'm loving it. And then, yes, it's not as good for like modern play or any sort of competitive play where you want to stack on the hardened scales, because it is legendary, and it being 2 mana, it's not as flexible. But for Commander, though, I love this card, and I'm going to try to find a spot for it in Marath, because who doesn't love more hardened scales effects? And the cool thing about it is that you has an activated ability where you can pay 1 in the green to still tap and put another +1/+1 counter on something. And I'm so excited for this. I even forgot to tell people who are listening and not watching. It's a green artifact that costs 1 in the green, and it's legendary. A little bit out of order there, but yeah, no. And then on top of that, it's got cycling too. Why?
Because why not?
Because why not? It's from Ikoria, so cycling was in Ikoria, and so it's for flavor reasons. And
Wait,
just in case,
cycling. Oh man, that's wild. Sorry, I didn't realize that cycling.
Yeah, so it's just like if you don't need it, then yeah, cycle it away. Try to dig in for another answer. But I think it's deceptively strong because the activated ability is actually put 2 +1/+1 counters. So I think it's actually pretty sweet. And
Bro, I just think about the dog. The Yoshi, was it Yoshimaru?
Yoshimaru?
Yeah,
Yoshimaru is going to grow huge.
Oh, Yoshimaru.
So, yeah, Yoshimaru is just going to grow super huge. Can you imagine like a green-white or Abzan style like Yoshimaru deck?
Dude, hear me out, because you just got me inspired. Turn 1, Plains, Yoshimaru. Turn 2, Boseiju, you play this. No, yeah, you play this. Boseiju, then this. That's a 4/4 dog.
Yes.
Yeah, no, it's insane because it's legendary. This is
so
legendary.
good.
Yes, that's why I was like, wait, it's a legendary.
Yeah,
wait, it's a legendary hardened scales.
Yeah, no, it's like so like in Commander, it doesn't matter if it's legendary.
Sorry, I got more excited. When then you follow up with a turn 3 Lysel? It's a 7/7.
Yeah, no, you about to go to town and just beat people, and then the crazy thing is, you can also buff your thing because and then you go to your turn 4, right? And you'd be like, okay, I want to just play like a legendary Hate Bear. Oh my gosh, Lysel +1, Ozolith +1. That's 3 counters, and then you tap your last 2 mana to add another counter through its own ability. This doubling it to 2, and then adding an additional one from Lysel +6. It's a 13/13.
Bro, I want to make the deck. I want to make the deck now. As much as Celestia is not good in Commander, I want to make the deck.
You don't have to make it Celestia. You can definitely play like Abzan or Bant. You just have to find a partner commander. Like I think Yoshimaru and Rayhan could work for sure.
Oh yeah, that's an easy one.
That's an easy one for sure. Yeah, so like the deck builds itself, but I think Ozolith is pretty sweet. It's super flexible. If you're a counters player like I am, yeah, it's good.